Welcome to SB News Podcast. We look at the fundamental aspect of the economy and its impact on the Forex future and the stock market. Any opinions expressed here are for information purposes and must not be taken as investment advice. China released its CPI numbers on Monday. Industrial activity decreased in July for the fourth consecutive month, and non-manufacturing activity fell to its lowest level of the year, as the world's second-largest economy struggles to restore growth momentum in the wake of sluggish global demand. Due to extreme weather, building activity decreased, which was then followed by a 4.5 percentage point decline from June to July. A reversal is anticipated to be fueled by accommodating policies later this year. Earlier this month, China's top leaders committed to increasing support for economic measures, focusing on raising domestic demand, building confidence, and reducing risks. However, any GDP growth, though, is anticipated to be modest because officials are being cautious with stimulus. The Australian dollar managed to shrug off negative news from its main trading partner China and regain momentum in early trading on Monday. This was primarily due to an increase in crude oil prices as a result of Saudi production cuts and a decline in stockpiles. Inventory level now plays a larger role in influencing price than the US dollar as oil market diversifies away from a dollar-centric market. Since the Ukraine crisis and Russian sanctions, the oil industry has diversified away from the US dollar and into a number of other currencies. The Reserve Bank of Australia is anticipated to hold interest rates unchanged when it announces its policy on Tuesday, even though there is a case to be made for a 25 basis point increase. Eurostat announced the European Union's flash CPI and preliminary flash GDP numbers today. In July, headline inflation fell while core inflation stayed constant. Flash inflation decreased to 5.3% in July from 5.5% in June, but core inflation stayed the same at 5.5% and service inflation increased to 5.6% from 5.4% in June. The average cost of processed food decreased somewhat while the cost of unprocessed food increased. Although increase in service inflation may not have a big impact on the ECB's interest rate decision, this is not what the ECB would have preferred to see. The second quarter adjusted GDP increased by 0.3% compared with the previous quarter. In the first quarter of 2023, GDP had remained stable in the euro area and had increased by 0.2%. Among the member states, Ireland recorded a 3.3% increase, the highest compared to the previous quarter. Lithuania, at 2.8%, was the second largest increase. Sweden, Latvia, Austria, and Italy all saw a decline in their GDP during the same quarter. You are listening to SB News Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and download our podcast. It helps us bring more contents like this to you. Fundamental analysis of economy for Forex, future and stock market.